Hello everyone, and a very good morning to all of you, and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So as we all know, from Monday to Thursday, 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is 27th February, that is Tuesday, and we are here with the Hindu analysis of today. Am I audible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Am I audible? Okay. So here is an article, the top article talking about several Indian released from Russian army, says Ministry of External Affairs. This will be discussing it, and here we'll be talking about Gyan Vapi Mosque, High Court rejects plea against Puja and all. So this is the important one. We will be discussing the main article. Okay. So here actually some Ministry of External Affairs said on Monday that several Indians who joined the Russian army were already discharged after such cases were strongly taken up with the Russian authorities. The ministry said it has seen some inaccurate reports in the media regarding Indians with Russian army seeking help for discharge and all. So actually, these types of articles were coming in. Indians trapped in war zone, lured with jobs, no fighting for Russia. Now fighting for Russia against Ukraine, says reports. Then 4 Indians duped in joining Wagner bursaries forced to fight Russia-Ukraine war, report. So these reports were coming in. See, actually, I hope you are aware for the past 2 years, Russia-Ukraine war is happening. I hope you are aware. A lot of, Russian military actually is in Ukraine and all, fighting the war. Now, so these reports were coming in actually that they were lured with jobs. So a lot of Indians were asked to that they will be provided jobs. These reports, according to these reports, that a lot of Indians were said, okay, come to Russia, will give you jobs. But actually they were hired for mercenaries for fighting against Ukraine. Okay, so these reports were coming in. Now fighting for Russia against Ukraine. मतलब lured with jobs मतलब होता है को लालच दिया गया या झांसा दिया गया कि आपको नौकरी मिलेगी. And when they came, actually they were actually asked to fight against Ukraine and all. So these reports were there. So I hope you are aware. So here is this is Ukraine, and here is the region called as Donbass, है ना, for which the war is happening, है ना. So इसमें देखो लिखा हुआ है ना कि 3 Indians were received into work as army security helpers in Russia, forced to fight on Ukraine. Families seek help and all after being promised a high-paying job, but end up in combat near Donetsk. So Donetsk भी यहीं पर है, Donbass region में Donetsk and Luhansk are the region. Okay, yes. So actually, तो यही सब report आई थी. So फिर Ministry of External Affairs ने कहा ये कि they have already been discharged and we have strongly taken up the matter with the Russian authorities. Means they talked with the Russian authority and they were already released, ना, or left. So discharge मतलब उन लोगों को छोड़ दिया गया. That is what actually the article says. The Hindu further says it had reported several workers were hired as security helpers for Russian army have approached the Indian embassy seeking government's help and all. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारे लोग as a helper hire किया गया था, but they were actually forced to fight and all. So these reports actually came in different newspaper and all. So each and every case brought to the attention of Indian embassy in Moscow has been taken up strongly with the Russian authority. तो Indian embassy ने यानी इंडिया के foreign service officers ने इसको strongly लिया, and they talked about with the Russian embassy and Russian officials in this regard to get them released as early as possible. ठीक है, so these things were in the news. अच्छा, last year actually Wagner group है. This is a private military group of Russia. Okay, I hope you are aware. Private military of Russia. So its chief died actually in plane crash last year. I hope you are aware of that. I think in August or September. So what is his name? Died in plane crash. Please answer it in the comment section. Please answer, I'm waiting for it. If you're watching this class, go to the description box, and here is one-on-one counseling session is there. So click on this link. You will get this Google form, and everyone should fill this Google form. That would be very, very beneficial for you all. बताइए, what is the name of the chief? Wagner group chief who died last year in plane crash. It's a private military of Russia. Yevgeny Prigozhin, है ना? Please check the spelling. I don't remember the spelling. Prigozhin is something like this. इसी तरह के spelling है. So Yevgeny Prigozhin was the person who died in plane crash. Please remember his name because yes, they can be asked in the exam. Okay, on the first page there was an article. Gyan Vapi Mosque, High Court rejects plea against Puja. So Gyan Vapi Mosque, actually I hope you are aware. You'll find it in Varanasi, Banaras. So the lower court actually had allowed actually to perform puja and all. Then the matter was appealed in the Allahabad High Court, and Allahabad High Court actually upheld the order, or it said that the district court order is fine. It observed that the 93 decision by the Uttar Pradesh government was not correct and all, because the judge said that Article 25 of the Constitution grant freedom of religion to every person, including the Vyas family. So that is what it was there. Yevgeny Prigozhin was the person. Yes, Ramesh, you were right. So I've discussed already that Yevgeny Prigozhin was the person, the Wagner chief, who died last year in plane crash. Okay, so just have an idea about it. Go and read something about Gyan Vapi Mosque, the history about it. So these things. Okay, let's move further. Sorry. So if you're watching our class, download our app, go to CLAT section, go to talk to our counselor. You will get to know more about our courses. And on 3rd March at 11 a.m. in the morning, we'll be having a scholarship test. If you qualify it, you will get up to 90% off. And this is 2024 comprehensive course. 380 plus hours of live session, 300 plus recorded video, 55 plus mock test is there. If you have any query, call on this number. And this is the test series. You can go for that. Here is an article. Everything in the Garden of Election is not lovely. This is the main editorial written by Mr. P.D.T. Acharya, former Secretary General Lok Sabha. Okay. Now, basically he is talking about the recent election, Chandigarh mayor poll election. And so the court has consistently held that free and fair election are the basic structure of the constitution. Yes. So free and fair election, because of course the meaning of democracy will survive only when there is free and fair election. मतलब कोई बेईमानी नहीं होनी चाहिए, कोई एकदम completely free election होनी चाहिए ना. Elections, even at the local participatory level, act as a microcosm of the largest democracy and all. Yes, ensuring a free and fair election is also very important and all, which in fact the Supreme Court has recently highlighted in this Kuldeep Kumar versus Union Territory of Chandigarh case, also known as Chandigarh mayor election case. Look, actually क्या होता है, 3 tier of government होता है इंडिया में. I hope you are aware, है ना. So the lower tier is actually the highest is central government, then we have state government, and then we have what we call it as local, LSG, local self government. Local self government, so which comprises of the urban local bodies and Panchayati Raj institution and all. ठीक है. So ठीक है, so urban local bodies जैसे mayor वगैरह हो गया ना. So this is the 3rd tier. So that is what the Supreme Court has highlighted, that we need to have a free and fair election even at the 3rd level or local level, 3rd tier also, है ना. So that is what the author is saying. The court said the similar words in a number of judgments in the past as well, है ना. So recently pronounced judgment led by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud also said the same thing, है ना. Okay. So the political discourse India is to conduct a general election very soon. अब general election ही नहीं, लोक सभा का election होने जा रहा है ना. So very soon we'll be having a Lok Sabha election. Okay. This is an election momentous importance in the history of democratic India. India has remained a powerful presence in the democratic world and all, है ना. So for those who believe in liberal, pluralist and secular order, particularly in Asia. So these are the things the author is talking about. Although the Chandigarh episode is seemingly isolated since where the returning officer, actually what happened was there is an allegation against returning officer. Actually he defaced 8 ballots in such a way so as to favor one political party. And that is why the Supreme Court was not happy. Supreme Court asked him, why did you put X mark on some of the ballot paper? And in fact, the Supreme Court said he has to be prosecuted. Prosecuted मतलब होता है initiate the case, है ना? Initiate the case against the person. Okay. Yes. So that is what, and that has been polled in favor of Aam Aadmi Party and all. So there is an allegation against this person, Mr. Anil Masi, the returning officer, that he favored actually one political party by marking X or actually defacing the ballot. 8 ballots, I think he defaced it. There is an allegation. So these are the things, and Supreme Court passed an order to ensure that those 8 ballots should be now considered as valid. And when again the recounting was done, Aam Aadmi Party won the election. Okay, so the court has made a significant observation in this context. We are of the considered view that in such a case, the court is duty bound, particularly in the context of this jurisdiction under Article 142, to ensure complete justice. So that electoral democracy should not be thwarted by subterfuges. देखो Article 142 कहा जाता है कि in this the sky is the limit. Supreme Court has unlimited power. Under Article 142 कहा जाता है sky is the limit. ठीक है, अंडर आर्टिकल 142. ठीक है, तो इसमें जैसे लिखा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट कैन एक्सरसाइज दिस ज्यूरिसडिक्शन में पास सच डिग्री और मेक सच ऑर्डर एज नेसेसरी फॉर डूइंग कंप्लीट जस्टिस इन एनी कॉज और मैटर पेंडिंग बिफोर इट. or any degree and all. So basically the complete justice की बात होती है, it's actually talking about 142, and Supreme Court has very much power, I mean extreme power. So Supreme Court used 142 and it said that yes, we are using this 142 to ensure that democracy is not thwarted by subterfuges. मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो कि democracy को break कर दिया जाए, मतलब unethical means के द्वारा, or by using some unethical means or not. So that is why in fact Supreme Court was not very happy with the returning officer and all. So these things were there. It is even more disturbing that senior law officer. So मतलब according to the author, the senior law officer कौन होते हैं? First senior law officer is Attorney General of India. And who is the second senior most law officer? Second is Solicitor General, right? And the third senior most officer is Additional Solicitor General, है ना? So Additional Solicitor General multiple होते हैं. So the author is saying that the senior law officers means the like set of Solicitor General, Attorney General, they defended it, the action of returning officer, which actually the author is not liking. It is also instructive that the High Court did not give any relief in the face of such a blatantly illegal act by an officer. So the author is saying that this matter should have been actually this should have been done by the High Court. Why there was a need for Supreme Court? Matlab, at the High Court level, this should have been done, and actually the issue of the defacing of ballot should have been solved there in High Court, but it was not then there. So that is what the author is saying. Okay. The founding fathers of the republic preserved the sanctity of electoral system through constitutional legal provisions. Okay, so the Supreme Court has judgment has strengthened them. Hai? So Supreme Court judgment say free and fair election has actually they have strengthened the cause of free and fair election. And the constitutional body like election commission has been tasked with conducting elections. So ये सब बता रहे हैं. Now the author is talking about two principal laws. One is called as Representation of People's Act 1950, and another is Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay. RPA 1950 and 1951 की बात कर रहे हैं. These are the two laws which regulates election system in India. Okay. Now, so the author is saying section 123 clearly talks about section 123 of Representation of People's Act talks about corrupt practices. Okay. So in particular, section 123 clause 3 talks about laying emphasis of using religion or religious symbols and all. Basically means 123 clearly says like you cannot use race, caste, community or language to seek votes. Okay, because this will be considered as a corrupt practices, and that is clearly mentioned in 123 of Representation of People's Act. Okay. Okay, the next is the quote in then he is quoting a judgment that actually there is a case where actually the Supreme Court has said not to use religious appeals and all, है ना, कि religion को invoke नहीं करना चाहिए, religion, race, caste and all, this should not be invoked, or language should not be invoked in the election, otherwise it will be considered as corrupt practices. Okay, so these are he is quoting some judgments of the Supreme Court as well. So subversion of the electoral process can happen at different level. Subversion मतलब वही unethical behavior or actually breaking the free and fair means of election. So the returning officer in Chandigarh Corporation has shown how it is easy to achieve the objective, and also that is what he's saying, that if a returning officer do something wrong, I mean it is very easy for a political party to get elected. So these are the things he's talking about. It is not a happy thought that after 75 years of India's experiment with electoral democracy, Indian citizens are witness to attempt to subvert the electoral process. Then the author is saying that it is not a very good thing that even after 75 years we are seeing such things and all. So यही सब वो बता रहे, and that is what the author is talking about. Okay, the next is Excite Me editorial था. This is written by the Hindu editors. Okay. So now they're saying old beginnings, Shehbaz Sharif's political difficulties are compounded by the economic crisis. Okay. So basically, now you have to understand that there is a proposal that Shehbaz Sharif will be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. So that's talking about the election of Pakistan. Now the author says there was no level playing field in Pakistan's election. No level playing field मतलब सबको बराबरी का मौका नहीं मिला. So everyone was not given equal chance. It means you can say it was not clearly a free and fair election. जैसा अभी हम लोग इससे पहले वाले आर्टिकल में फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन की बात कर रहे थे ना. So the most important thing is democracy is to ensure free and fair election, right? That all the political parties should have a level playing field. There should not be any favor to any political party or disfavor. I mean, but what happened was, I hope you are aware. So it's talking about PTI actually. These things were coming in the news that the Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan from PTI was jailed, and He was sentenced to many years, many actually 14 years, 10 years, and many other cases where he was sent to jail. In fact, his political party was not allowed to fight the election. So PTI did not. The PTI is the party of Imran Khan. He could not fight election. So all the candidates fought independently. So look, independent election lade. They did not fight it through the political party symbol because it was not allowed. So that is what the author is saying. There was no level playing field, means it was not treated equally. All the political parties were not treated equally. That is what the author is saying. Okay. Then there are other political parties. PML and Nawaz was there. Then other, so 93 part. Then 75 seats ended up 75 PML and. Ab dekho. So these are the things he's talking about. The actually kya National Assembly mein, 336 seats are there. 169 is needed. So Imran Khan को PTI independent क्यों लिखा? Because his political party was not allowed to fight election. So his candidates fought it independently. ठीक है? And still he got good amount of seats and all. And he was, I think he was at that time in jail. But actually these two, PMLN is there. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. And PPP is Pakistan's People's Party. So they are actually, perhaps they are doing alliance type thing along with some other smaller parties to form government. Okay, so that is what they are saying. While the results sprang a surprise for many, the PMLN has joined hands with PPP. तो ये लिखा है, तो both have joined alliance. And Shehbaz Sharif is going to be perhaps he is going to be the prime minister and all. The same Shehbaz Sharif who became the prime minister after removing Imran Khan from office in April 2022. Okay, so Imran Khan was the prime minister. He was removed in no confidence motion in April 2022. And after that, Shehbaz Sharif became the prime minister. Okay, so Shehbaz Sharif is from this PMLN. He, Nawaz Sharif's brother, is actually Shehbaz Sharif. Okay. So most likely he will become the prime minister again. And Maryam Nawaz is his daughter. His daughter is going to be the chief minister of Punjab. So there is a Punjab in Pakistan also, in the state of Punjab. In Pakistan also there is state of Punjab. So his daughter, Maryam Nawaz, will be the from PMLN, the same political party. She will become the chief minister of Punjab. Okay, and Asif Ali Zardari will most likely become the Pakistan's president. So his father, and Bilawal Bhutto, his father is actually Asif Ali Zardari. Asif Ali Zardari. Okay, from the same PPP, Pakistan's People's Party. So he will become the next president, most likely. So his brother will become the prime minister and his father will become the president. Why? Because they both have done an alliance, most likely. Okay, so his brother, Shehbaz Sharif, will be most likely will be the prime minister, and his father, Asif Ali Zardari, will most likely be the president. Okay, so these are the things most likely. So let's wait for it, but that is what the author is talking about. Okay. In many variants, the new alliance is a replica of previous coalition government. So पहले जो government थी उसमें भी ऐसे ही था. Now, Shehbaz Sharif has been very unpopular. The reason is actually he has not been able to handle the Pakistan's economic crisis. So I hope you are aware Pakistan is battling with a lot of economic crisis. Inflation is very high, 30%. महंगाई बहुत बढ़ गई है. While economy is on run, $3 billion lifeline the IMF has provided. So they are taking loans, help from the IMF. In fact, their foreign exchange reserve is not very good. The debt-laden country, कर्ज में डूबा हुआ है. So a lot of problems as far as economy is there, and Shehbaz Sharif has witnessed a lot of criticism in this regard and all. So these are the things being talked about. So let's see whether he will be able to handle those things and all or not. So because it is difficult now after again being elected. Now the next is there's an article. ये वाली इतनी important नहीं, so you can go for this one. This article is actually talking about the India versus England test match. So I hope you are aware. The 4th test happened recently, and India won it. आपको पता होगा if you are watching that test match. Indian test, especially in its backyard, remains in indomitable force. India test match में, especially in its backyard में, था अपनी country में, home ground में, remains indomitable force. Indomitable मतलब क्या? इसको हराया नहीं जा सके. It's very difficult to defeat. It means actually, basically, it is praising the Indian cricket team that in test match, especially if it is happening in our own country, it is very difficult for any other country to defeat us. Okay. It was England's turn to become aware of this reality as Rohit Sharma men clinched the 4th test at Ranchi with a 5-wicket victory and a day to spare. मतलब एक दिन बचा रह गया था, because test matches for 5 days, so in 4 days actually the match got completed and we won by 5 wickets. ठीक है, and now we are 3-1 ahead, तो total 5 मैच की सीरीज है. ठीक है, ठीक है ना. So there is a test match, the 5 match series is there, so we have won 3. ठीक है, and one is won by England. And one match is supposed to be left. Dharamshala, actually, में match होना बाकी. I think Dharamshala, you'll find it in Himachal Pradesh. So even if in that match England wins, still it will be 3-2. So in a way, we have already won the series, टेस्ट सीरीज. ये बताना चाह रहे कि चूंकि 5 मैच की टेस्ट सीरीज है, 3 इंडिया ने जीती है, 1 इंग्लैंड ने जीता है, तो अगर एक इंग्लैंड अगर लास्ट फाइनल वाला जीत भी जाए तो भी सीरीज इंडिया ने जीत दी ऑलरेडी, है ना. Irrespective of the verdict in the last tussle, the Rohit's men will win the silverware and bragging rights for this series and all. मतलब क्या मतलब है कि even if the last match we lose, still it will be 3-1 की जगह 3-2 हो जाएगा. So still actually we have won the series, the 5 test series already, है ना. Even if the last match is still left, तो आप देख सकते हो. So this was actually the scorecard. 353 145 इंग्लैंड का है, 307 192 by 5 इंडिया, है ना. So India won by 5 wickets. Then देखो अगर फर्स्ट मैच जो है अगर आप देखोगे इंग्लैंड ने जीता था, तो ये 1 हो गया. उसके बाद फिर इंडिया ने जीता था, सेकंड मैच इंडिया ने जीत लिया था, यहाँ फिर इंडिया ने जीता था, फिर फोर्थ मैच भी इंडिया ने जीत लिया. ठीक है, सो 1-1-1 और प्लस एक और फोर्थ मैच ये वाला दिस वन. सो वी हैव वन 3 मैच and 1 is won by England. ठीक है, so it's 3-1. So the last match is left, so even if England wins it, still we have actually won the series, है ना. So इसी से की बात करें, so these are the things being talked about कि किसने कितना रन मारा and all. So इसको आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ लेना. I mean, why should we go very much in detail, but just have an idea about the sports as well. Now the next is an expansive land management policy is overdue. Now here actually the author is talking about the COP14 that happened in India. अब देखो सबसे पहले you will say कि सर COP28 होता है, COP29 होता है. This is talking about some other conference of parties. जो generally COP होता है, जैसे last year COP28 happened. This happened in Dubai. But this COP was done under UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Okay, this happens every year. But if you are my paid batch student, I have taught in detail that no, not only UNFCCC but other organization also conducts conference of parties. Like this conference of parties being talked about is UNCCD, UN Convention to Combat Desertification. Okay, so now actually this is actually the COP14 of that happened in India in 2019, and it discussed the problem of land degradation experienced by different countries and the need to find ways to achieve land degradation neutrality. Now land degradation मतलब क्या होता है? This you have to degrade करना मतलब क्या होता है? If you degrade मतलब किसी चीज की क्वालिटी गिरना. ठीक है, so it means let's say अगर कोई जैसे for example जैसे कोई जमीन है, this land is fertile, means this land, agriculture land is fertile, means it can be used to grow let's say food grains and rice, wheat, whatever it is. Now if it is degraded, what will happen? So the quality of the land will become less fertile now, and over a period of time it gets converted into desert. ठीक है, so land degradation होता कैसे? बहुत सारा reason है. There can be a lot of reasons, like for example one reason can be soil erosion. Soil erosion से, ठीक है, और भी बहुत सारे रीजन है. There are a lot of reasons, over use of fertilizer, ठीक है, then urban expansion, urbanization and many other chemicals, बहुत सारी चीजें थे, है ना, over irrigation. So there are a lot of reasons for this. तो land degradation neutrality, that we have to stop land from getting degraded. तो ये होता क्या है? Fertile land actually turning into desert, और what we call it as degradation होता है, फिर उससे desertification होता है. So the first step is actually degradation, means the quality or the fertility of land decreases, and the next step actually what we call it as desertification. You know, पूरा desert ही बन जाता है. This is also not very good, है ना. So इसी की बात करें कि COP14 जो हुआ था इंडिया में, talked about land degradation neutrality, how to reduce land degradation and all. ठीक है, so these are the things the author is talking about. Arable land in India is 55% of total forest cover. Forest cover is only 22%. हाँ, 26% के आसपास forest cover है. ठीक है, उस टाइम के हिसाब से. Now the ideal target is it should be 33%. So we need to expand more and more forest, and that is what the idea is. Around 30% of total geographical area is degraded land. So 30% area जो degraded land है, so it is not very fertile and all, or it has got degraded. So we need to actually make it back a fertile land. That's the target about it. The next article is a record drop in Suez Canal transit due to Houthis attack. So this is important. देखो, in fact Panama Canal पे question भी आया था. So let me discuss this. देखो, this is Europe. Now this is India. So earlier when we used to, let's say you have to go from England to India, so we used to go like this through ship and ऐसे ही जाते थे लोग. But after the construction of Suez Canal here, यहाँ पे Suez Canal काट के बना दिया गया in Egypt. Actually the ship went like this now. So this is shortcut, yes or no? Much shorter, है ना? तो इसके लिए क्या ship अब ऐसे आती. Now so here is Suez Canal in Egypt now currently. 1869 में this was dug, Suez Canal. Okay, this was dug and to come out and on like this you can reach. Now the problem is in recent years we have seen the Houthis. So in Yemen there is a rebel group called as Houthis. Okay, so these Houthis have actually attacked the ship in this region, especially the ship coming from Israel or from US, UK. So any ship is coming from these countries, it has been attacked by Houthis, because I hope you are aware, because of Israel-Palestine conflict and all. तो ये दिखा रहे हैं कि recently we have seen the decline, है ना? आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे dip हुआ है. Suez Canal में the ship movement has got declined because of Houthis attack. So they are finding some other way. हो सकता है ऐसे जा रहे हो, अब ऐसे मान लीजिए US की ship ऐसे जा रही हो. So maybe England ship will have to go like this, not like this, because of this, है ना? Because of Houthis attack and all. Okay, then another one is talking about Panama Canal. तो Panama Canal से question आया भी था. For example, if you are in Europe, ठीक है, and here is USA, तो यहाँ पर मान लो this is, you will find it San Francisco, and from Europe, जैसे from England, from London, you have to go via ship. तो पहले ऐसे जाते थे लोग, है ना? Earlier we used to go like this. So now there is a shortcut. After 1914 this has been made. So this is the shortcut. यहाँ पर Panama Canal has been dug. ठीक है, so it's quite short है ना. तो Panama Canal actually ये वाला जन, this is Atlantic Ocean, ठीक है, and this one is Pacific Ocean. Okay, now so Panama Canal connects Atlantic and Pacific. So the OLET question was this, कि Atlantic and Pacific is connected by which body, so one is Panama Canal, और यहाँ पर दूसरा है, तो यहाँ पर Falkland Island is there. Okay, so Falkland Island और अर्जेंटीना के बीच का जो रास्ता है ना, this path is actually called as Strait of Magellan. Okay, so basically, so this question was asked in OLET exam, that Atlantic and Pacific is connected by, so there were two options, A, B, and C में लिखा हुआ था both Strait of Magellan, both Panama Canal. ठीक है, so option A ये दिया हुआ था, option B ये दिया हुआ था, and C में both A and B. So the answer is C, option C, because Panama Canal and Strait of Magellan both connects Atlantic with Pacific. Now Panama Canal is a shortcut route, है ना? So that is what the idea is. ठीक है, so connects Atlantic and Pacific. ठीक है, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Okay, just before moving on, guys, on 28th February at 6 p.m. we'll be having a session 5 steps to ace CLAT 2025, and 10th March at 6 p.m. 9 months to CLAT 2025. These all are, you will find it on app, on our app. ठीक है, 13th March at 6 p.m. we'll be having a session how to start preparing for CLAT 2025, and 24th March को at 6 p.m. why choose law as a career, है ना? 27th March को how, what, why CLAT 2025. So these are our sessions on our app. So the link is given in the description from where you can download the app. Russian economy after 2 years of war. I hope you are aware. So February 2022 the war started 2 years back between Russia and Ukraine, and this is talking about that Russia is still facing an unprecedented number of economic sanctions. Economic sanction मतलब होता है economic boycott, or what we call it as embargo भी लिखते हैं. So these terms are used. So means the other countries, the Western nations are not very much doing business with Russia. It has been excluded from major global financial services and of central bank asset. Many of its bank assets have been frozen at international level. Russian airspace is closest to most Western planes, and so these are the things they are talking about. क्या impact पड़ा है? So according to the IMF, Russia's GDP is growing 7% lower than pre-war forecast. तो पहले जैसे वॉर के पहले जो फोरकास्ट किया गया था उस हिसाब से कम ग्रो कर रहा है. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट हियर. Okay, now there's another article. Pankaj Udhas recently died. He was a/an what actor, singer, film producer, journalist. What is the right answer? बताइए तो. Pankaj Udhas died recently. He was a because it was coming in the news yesterday. Anyone? The right answer is B. Singer is the right answer. And a voice of love and longing falls silent. So yes, Astha Vasti, you are right. B is the right answer. And he was a tabla player also. Later introduced in playback singing, non-film ghazals he used to sing and all. है ना? There even in Hindi cinema moved away from ghazal. तो काफी सारी चीज में है ना? He was there. अच्छा, can you tell me what is a ghazal in the comment section? He was a playback singer. Okay. And that is how it is. So go and read something about it. थोड़ा सा इनके बारे में. He got the 4th highest civilian award of India, that is Padma Shri in 2006. 2006 में उनको पद्म श्री भी मिला था, है ना. वोकल, हारमोनियम, गिटार, पियानो, वायलिन, तबला ये सब बजाते थे. गजल सिंगर थे primarily. Okay, go and find out what is ghazal. Actually, it's an Urdu word, so it's a homework. Go and find out. Okay. So the right answer was yes, B was the right answer. Yes, Astha, Vasti, Ramesh, you all were right. Now another article was there. Grant permanent status, permanent commission to women, Supreme Court to Coast Guard. देखो, एक होता है आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स, एक तीसरा होता है इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड कहते हैं. ठीक है. So Coast Guard is actually a sort of a naval service where actually they provide protection to, है ना, coastal areas में. ठीक है. तो उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या है कि परमानेंट कमीशन उनको ग्रांट कीजिए ना. व्हाट एक्जैक्टली इट इज? तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑन मंडे अर्ज द इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड टू इंश्योर दैट वुमेन आर ग्रांटेड परमानेंट कमीशन. वुमेन कैन नॉट बी लेफ्ट आउट. इफ यू डू इट, आई विल टेक इट. सो लुक एट दैट एंड ऑल. देखो, होता क्या है, जनरली जो मिलिट्री में दो तरह की कमीशन होती है. जैसे मैंने एक एफकैट की वेबसाइट से निकाला है, शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन, एक परमानेंट सर्विस कमीशन. तो जो शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन होता है जनरली 14 ईयर्स के लिए होता है, एंड आफ्टर दैट एक्चुअली मे बी सम केसेस में 4 ईयर्स का एक्सटेंशन दिया जाता है. इट डिपेंड्स, वैरीज फ्रॉम सर्विस टू सर्विस, एंड दे आर नॉट गिवन एनी पेंशन. तो 14 साल वगैरह की सर्विस होती है, उसके बाद एक तरह से आपको रिटायर हो जाते हैं, एंड कभी कभी 4 साल और एक्सटेंड किया जाता है, बट पेंशन वगैरह नहीं मिलती. परमानेंट कमीशन का मतलब होता है, जैसे लेट्स से टॉकिंग अबाउट एयरफोर्स, सो यू विल रिटायर, तो पूरा फुल फ्लेज जब तक आपका रिटायरमेंट नहीं है, वॉट एवर द रिटायरमेंट एज 58, 60 जो भी होता है, तब तक आप सर्विस दे सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो अभी तक जो है ना परमानेंट कमीशन जो है कोस्ट गार्ड में, परमानेंट कमीशन वुमेन के लिए नहीं है. So the matter actually went to the Supreme Court, है ना, and the Supreme Court said, if you do not provide, we will provide. ठीक है. तो किस तरह का कहा भी है जज सामने, है ना. Women cannot be left out. If you do not, we will do it. It means if the government is not providing it, then we will pass an order to provide this. ठीक है ना. Okay. ठीक है. So top court was hearing a plea by Indian Coast Guard officer Priyanka Tyagi seeking permanent commission, है ना, to eligible women short service commission also. यही सब चीजें. So he said that you talk about Nari Shakti, then it is more important that you should actually implement these things, है ना. Argument of functional difference can't work in 2024 to deny women permanent commission in Coast Guard. ठीक है. So that is what Supreme Court has said, that women should be allowed to get the permanent commission in the Coast Guard. Okay. Which of the following SDG talks about gender equality? SDG 3715. Kind of Urdu song. Ghazal ka matlab Urdu song, yes you can say, but there's a specific meaning of ghazal. So go and find out. It's a homework. And after the class is over, write it in the comment. Okay. कौन सा SDG? क्योंकि we are talking about here, currently we are talking about the gender equality. That is why I'm asking this question. Yes, SDG 5. Very good. Alia Kausar, you are right. Gender equality is SDG 5, talks about gender equality. And what is India's rank in global gender gap index? 121, 127, 135, 141. इंडिया की रैंक ग्लोबल जेंडर गैप इंडेक्स में कितना है? एनीवन? The right answer is 127. Yes, B is the right answer, है ना. So पहले 135 था, so it got improved to 127. And ये भी पूछते हैं कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलीज करती है. So the answer is World Economic Forum comes up with global gender gap index and India has got 127 rank. So B is the right answer to this question. वर्ल्ड पेज में एक आर्टिकल है, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट ऑलरेडी. मरियम नवाज स्वान इन एज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ पंजाब. सो ये इंडिया, यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में भी देयर इज अ पंजाब समवेयर हियर, एंड मरियम नवाज इज एक्चुअली द डॉटर ऑफ नवाज शरीफ. Nawaz Sharif daughter. We have already discussed it, na? And she has become the chief minister of Punjab in the Pakistan province. Okay, so just have an idea in Pakistan's. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.